Hey everyone, and welcome back. So in our last explainer, we looked at how Plazm generates real yield and uses something called buy and burn to make its token more scarce. But what about stability, right? Today we're going to dive into the other side of that coin, the strategy that keeps the whole system strong and stops it from getting too crazy and volatile. It's called buy and build.
Let's go back to our candy swap shop analogy for a second. Imagine the shop is a huge success. Business is absolutely booming. Now that's awesome, but it actually creates a brand new problem. If the shelves get too empty, trading just grinds to a halt. You can't swap for the candy you want if it's not even there, and a few big trades could completely wipe out the supply. That would be pretty frustrating for everyone else, right?
So how does the shop fix this? It needs a really clever way to keep its shelves stocked. And well, that's exactly what the buy and build mechanism is for. It's the foundation that keeps the economy stable and makes sure trading is always smooth.
So what is buy and build, really? To put it simply, the system takes a slice of the real profits it earns every single day, uses that cash to buy its own Plazm tokens, and then pairs them up with another token, like eShare, for instance. This new pair then gets put right back into the system's trading pools, which we call liquidity pools.
Let's just walk through that in 4 simple steps. Okay, so first, the real yield engine earns profits. Easy enough. Second, a chunk of those profits are used to buy Plazm. Third, that Plazm gets paired up with another valuable token. And finally, that new pair gets added to the liquidity pools. It's this simple, automated cycle that's just constantly reinvesting in the health of the whole ecosystem.
But why? Why go through all this trouble? What is the big deal about adding to these liquidity pools? To really get it, let's switch up our analogy just for a moment. Instead of a candy shop, I want you to think of an ice cream shop. I promise, this will make it crystal clear why having deep liquidity is so important.
This really just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. If you go to an ice cream shop and there's only one tiny scoop of your favorite flavor left, well, the next person in line is just out of luck. But if the shop is constantly keeping those big tubs full, there's always enough for everyone. Liquidity pools work the exact same way. They've got to be deep and full for trading to be smooth and reliable for everybody.
So what are the actual benefits of keeping those ice cream tubs full? Well, first, it means you can buy or sell Plazm smoothly without causing these massive price swings. Second, because of that, the price is way more stable. It doesn't just suddenly jump up or crash down. And third, all of this together just makes the entire system feel steady and reliable, which is exactly what you want.
And just as a quick little refresher, what are these liquidity pools? Let's go back to our candy shop. Think of them like giant jars holding 2 different kinds of candy. Because both are right there in the jar, anyone can easily swap one type for the other. So the build part of buy and build is really just the act of constantly adding more candy to those jars. Simple as that.
Okay, so how does this all fit into the bigger picture? Well, buy and build doesn't work in a vacuum. It actually operates hand in hand with the buy and burn mechanism we talked about before. And together, they create this perfectly balanced system where growth is always supported by real foundational strength.
And right here you can see their different jobs so clearly. Buy and burn is all about creating scarcity, which tends to put upward pressure on the price. Buy and build, on the other hand, creates stability, which makes the token easier and safer to trade. See, it's not about one being better than the other, they're 2 sides of the same powerful coin.
A great way to picture this is to think of a tree. The buy and burn is what helps that tree grow taller and taller, reaching for higher prices. But buy and build, that's what grows the deep, strong roots that anchor the whole system so it doesn't just fall over in a storm. You absolutely need both for a healthy, long-lasting ecosystem. It just makes sense.
So the most important thing to take away here is understanding the direct result of each mechanism. Buy and burn is aiming for price appreciation by creating scarcity. Buy and build is aiming for market stability and just usability. It's a fantastic balance between being ambitious and being practical. Now, what's really smart here is how the system splits up the profits. Early on, the #1 priority is strength, so more of the yield goes towards buy and build to establish those deep roots and make the whole system tough. It's only after the liquidity pools are healthy and deep that the focus starts to shift more towards buy and burn to increase that token scarcity. It's a really intelligent, phased approach.
All right, let's start to pull all of this together now. We've seen how buy and build works and why it's so critical for creating balance. But for a complete picture, it's also really important to talk about any potential risks in a system like this.
Of course, the entire system runs on profits. So what happens if the market slows down and profits take a dip? Well, then there's less money for buy and build, which means our candy shop gets restocked a lot more slowly. But, and this is a huge but, the system has a crucial safety net. All the liquidity that has already been built up stays locked. Those deep roots are still there, continuing to support the token and keep trading stable.
So, to wrap it all up in a nice little bow, here's the entire Plazm economy at a glance. We've got buy and build, that's restocking the shop. We have liquidity, those are our candy jars that let us trade smoothly. We have buy and burn, which is making the tokens scarcer. And all of it, working together, creates balance, just like a healthy tree growing both its roots and its branches.
Okay, now that we get how Plazm builds its strength, it's time to meet a key piece of the puzzle that we've mentioned a few times now, this mysterious eShare token. What is it? What does it do? In our very next explainer, we are going to pull back the curtain and show you how this crucial partner helps power the entire Plazm engine. You are not going to want to miss it. See you then.